Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sleepover. I'm your host, Charli, and today I'm joined by no one. Thank you, Riverside, for technical difficulties again. I have not been able to record a decent episode on Riverside for at least a month. And it is like really taking the wind out of my sails. I legit have been talking back and forth with technical support for Riverside, and I was just like, bro, I'm a creator. There's already enough hurdles in front of me as a creator, and Spotify for Podcasters made me switch over to Riverside. I paid for a service that's supposed to make it seamless, and there are still a lot of seams. I recorded an entire episode with Kayce, and it was beautiful, and it was wonderful, and I was very grateful for it. And because it actually worked for the first time. And then that was 4 days ago, and it has been uploading since then, and I haven't been able to access it. The only side that works is Kayce's side. For some reason, my side doesn't work. I'm just complaining about it too, but really, so I had to record by myself again because this is, anyway, I'm frustrated, and you guys have heard about it enough. And you're probably sick of hearing about it, but here I am, and I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to heckle them. Let's bring back Anchor. Because I had zero problems with Anchor, and ever since it switched over to Riverside, so many problems. But I paid for it, and I'm a cheapskate, so I'm going to continue to use it and just be on IT emails back and forth. I don't care how long it takes, but I've lost an entire hour's worth of content, and that's on you, Riverside. That's all I'm saying. Because they keep trying to tell me it's my Wi-Fi, but I use a wired internet. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm still complaining. I'm not going to complain anymore. Anyway, so let's hope that by Saturday I get somewhere with the technical support, and my episode that I intended to release on Saturday comes through, and everything's going to be dandy, and then this will just be a beautiful bonus episode. But I do have some updates that I can talk to you about, since it's taken 4 days since the last time that I recorded, and I still don't have a podcast. Earlier this week, my doctor that I've been seeing for the last few months moved to a new office, and she had a grand opening. And at her grand opening, she just first of all, let me explain to you her office. She's a naturopathic doctor, and she has several different practitioners in her office. So she has a massage therapist. She does IV drips. She has an exercise therapist, and all of them are separate businesses that all work under the same roof and all communicate with each other. And so at the grand opening, I went to my doctor and I said, hey, I see that you have this massage therapist. I've been thinking about lymphatic drainage massage, and I wondered if maybe you could take any of my scans and share the information with the massage therapist, and then she could base her practice off of the information that we're already working with. And I've been seeing her for a couple months, so my doctor already kind of has a baseline and understands, and we've been working on different goals. So she said, yeah, that sounds great. So I just scheduled appointments with both of them, and I had them today, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I went in and had my regular consultation with my doctor, and we went over all of our stuff and talked about all the goals we've been working on, and she gave me all the herbs and everything that I needed for what she was working on me with. And then she said, well, she brought the massage therapist in and she said, your scan indicated this, this, and this. And I said, well, that makes sense for this, this, and this reason. And then the massage therapist like had somewhere to start. And then she took me into her office and we had a discussion about like things that she wanted to figure out and things that I wanted to figure out and things that I noticed and pain that I was having, or like, I don't really have pain. I mean, I guess I kind of do, but like, it's hard for me to tell, I think, because just living in my body, like, you just kind of get used to whatever it is. So even if I do have pain, I'm not sure I could like tell you I did because I don't notice it. But so I basically had this same conversation with her, and then she was like, all right, well, I have a place that I know I want to start. And so a little bit of backstory. When I was in high school and I had braces, I had a appliance that like people don't normally use anymore. It's called a Herps appliance, and what it is a bar from one of your back molars to one of your on the top and to one of your front molars in the bottom, and it's like a bar that goes from both of your jaws and pulls your jaw forward and regrows your jaw. Because it was used. I don't think it's used anymore because people realize that it has a lot of problems, but it is classified as like headgear inside your mouth, and it's for people who have really bad overbites. Well, I had it, and to this day, I had it when I was 14 years old, and to this day, I still have scar tissue in my mouth from all those hinges and everything. And I had to relearn how to eat and talk. I could only move my mouth up and down. I couldn't move it side to side for a whole entire year because I had a bar in my mouth. So sometimes you might hear me say words funny or something because that's a result of me like relearning how to talk and eat with that bar in my mouth. Well, one of the things that came up, she said, you have so much tension in your jaw, TMJ issues, all these. I said, yeah, I know I do. I've had it since I was 14 because of this thing that I had. And so they were like, that makes a lot of sense. So she was like, I'm going to focus on scalp, face, and your jaw and shoulders and try to just release all the tension that you've been holding. And dude, 20-year-old, almost 20-year-old tension, she did her best and she relieved a big chunk of it. Like, I could still tell that there's like some tension in there, but like literally, so I lay down on the table. She's like, have you had a massage before? And I said, yeah, I've had a lot of massages before, which if you listen to the podcast long enough, you've heard that I had a massage or like when I went to Hawaii, I called her like a fortune teller massage because she like kind of like read my energy and stuff, which by now, if you don't know that I'm kind of hippie and alternative, well, I'm not sure how many episodes you've listened to, but anyway, so she's like, this is probably not going to be like any other massage you've ever had. And I was like, well, you're putting on gloves, so I'm guessing you're going to put your fingers in my mouth. And so she's like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. And so she was like, okay, are you ready? And then she like put her finger in my mouth and she felt the side of my cheek. I was like, yeah, this is where I pointed on the outside where most of my scar tissue was. And she like just went to go feel. She initial like put her finger in, like she was like, oh my gosh, like, you poor thing. I feel I already feel so many things in you. We just started. And I was like, I know. I was like, it's been there for 20 years. I'm so like, she's like, this is so tight. So then she does a whole massage. She like helps like put my jaw in like at a pressure points, or I don't know. She like moved it in ways that like, she was like, okay, now open your jaw, now close your jaw. And she like held it in different places. And then I literally could feel it like pop like in and out of place. And I was like, oh, it was like a crazy, like, you know, like when you watch chiropractor videos on Instagram Reels or TikTok or whatever, and they've got like these like super satisfying cracks that you're like, oh my gosh, like I want that in my life. Well, like, let me just tell you, like, this massage, if you have TMJ, like, get a massage therapist that knows how to massage TMJ stress out of, because she did a massage like on my face and like inside my mouth and then on under my chin, and there's lymph nodes like for your sinuses, I guess, and then under your chin, and she was like, these are clogged and I'm gonna drain them out, and so then she drained them out and then like released all this tension. And like, I'm telling you, like, I ate my first meal since this, like between when I had it done and when I'm recording this, and I was like, oh my gosh, like even eating feels different. Like my face is softer. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but like my cheeks, they used to be like knots. There were like knots inside my cheeks, and now I don't feel them. And I'm amazed. And so like, I'm very grateful that they were able to like communicate with each other. And I think that's like the dream, like a bunch of different providers under one roof, and they all talk to each other, and like, it was so amazing, and I 10 out of 10 recommend. So I want you guys to go follow their pages. I got their Instagrams ready for you. It's at Thrive Wellness Siloam, all one word, and then at Kendra _ BAM, BAMM, KENDRA _ BAMM. Like, they, like, just one, like, experience, like, it felt almost like, you guys are gonna, like, tease me about this, but it felt, like, almost life-changing, because I was like, dude, like, seriously, 12 or 20 years of stress that I've been holding in my mouth is just, like, relieved. And I, like, almost, like, want to start crying just talking about it, because, like, it was that impactful for me. So, do it. Also, at the grand opening, they had a thing where you could like go put your name in a bunch of baskets, and I never win anything, but I also won an IV drip. So can't recommend enough. Go see Dr. Heather at Thrive Wellness, and anybody else who goes to Thrive Wellness, like, seal of approval. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, that's a really good place to go. If not, I wonder if they do virtual clients, like if you don't live here, like, still, like, go and message them and see if they'll take you virtually. Obviously, massage you can't do virtually, but my doctor might be able to help you too. So anyway, gold star, seal of approval. That's what I wanted to talk about that. And I got free stuff, so I'm doing well, but I like it. So I wonder if I could do like a brief recap of what I talked about with Kayce. Kayce, in her episode, we talked about, I did do something cool over last weekend. I went, I'm just looking at my notes, so I'm kind of like trying to like piece together an episode for you guys. I'm really sorry, but if you don't like it, you can blame Riverside. I'm still angry about it. Anyway, so I did do something cool last weekend. I went to a dirt track race, and it felt very redneck and very like Midwestern, Southern, like rednecky. Like, that's all I can explain it. But it's like a really nice racetrack, actually. Like, you go there and you buy a ticket and you do all the stuff, and then there's like dirt cars that come, and the dirt cars, they race in like on a dirt track, and they look like the race cars that we all drew when we were like 10 years old, and they're like it was really cool to watch because I've never gone to any kind of race, but it feels like more exciting in person than it does like in movies and stuff, because like you can feel the like loud rumble of all the cars going past you. And there were these cute little tiny cars. They almost look like souped up golf carts, and they had these tiny little cars that were racing too. It was just like so cool, and such a like, I was like, can you believe that you can just go do this on a Friday night? Like, how do I live in such a cool space? So I did that with my friend, and then we played games. And oh my gosh, I almost, like, I didn't share this on Kayce's episode, but after we went to the raceway, we went back to my house with my friend Megan, and we were playing games. And me, Megan, and Colton, we play Splendor almost every weekend. Like, it feels like every weekend, at least one of the days, Megan comes over and we play Splendor, and then Garbage, and like we play games. That's what we do. But so every single time Colton just beats every single time he beats us by so much, and I'm like, how did you do that? I don't understand. But like the clouds like aligned, the stars aligned, the energies aligned. I don't know what, but it was just the right amount of luck and skill, and I beat everybody by like 15 points. And if you know how to play Splendor, you know that's like majestic. I don't know if I've ever done anything that majestic in my entire life. I will share a picture of it with you guys, because I took a picture because I was like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen again. I can't believe I did this. But I literally fair and square did it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Colton bought this like ridiculous, he was like, I don't know if it was on TikTok or what, but he bought this ridiculous table topper for games. Oh my gosh, you game nerds are going to love this. But it's like a puzzle / game board. And it comes with like a Lazy Susan underneath it. And so it's basically this like square thing that's, since I have a small house and a small table, it is the same size as my table. So we all have to have our own individual TV trays. Oh my gosh, I sound so white trash. But we all have to have our own individual TV trays where you like put like your drinks or food or snacks or cards or whatever on there, because the table cover, it spins because it's on a Lazy Susan. And so every person who takes a turn, like you turn it to the next person. And so because it's the same size as my table, I have to have like additional TV trays for you to put your stuff on. But I don't know if it was the table like Lazy Susan situation or what, but I think it's lucky. It must be lucky, because I can't believe I won that good. But yes, I will remember that moment most likely for the rest of my life, because I'm not sure it's ever happening again. And so anyway, so we did that this weekend. And what else? Is there anything else exciting? Happened. I did something on Saturday. What was it? I can't remember. It was probably just some boring shopping thing or something. Anyway, so we did that. And then I think we were just lazy, because this week I knew that I was going to have to work for like 14 days in a row, basically, because as part of my job, I have to work like the entire weekend training people. So it's like 2 12-hour days of training brand new employees. So it's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be great because I'm excited to get the season going. So I think I probably just like relaxed and vegged all last weekend because I was like preparing for this week. That's the other thing. It's like I like even was proactive because I knew that I was going to be busy this whole week, and I recorded early, which thank goodness I recorded early, because then I had time to create this hopefully bonus episode. But Anyway, moving on. Victoria has requested that I talk about how cool Hillary Duff is. And now that I've said that out loud, I'm just like, where am I going to go with that? She sent me a message today and she was like, did you know that Hillary Duff had a home birth? And because Hillary Duff just had a home birth like a couple of days ago. And I was like, yeah. And she had one with her last baby. And her last baby's like maternity pictures look so cool because she had like this like bright blue hair and she was birthing at home. And I just think that's hashtag goals, like have bright blue hair and birth at home. So just so you guys know, Hillary Duff had a baby and Victoria thinks it's really cool and she wanted me to tell you guys. What am I doing with my life? And then the other thing that I wanted to spend some time talking about is that I just finished the latest season of The Circle, which if you don't watch that show, it's on Netflix and it is a social media competition. So all of these people, they like put them up in these like ridiculously decorated apartments, and everybody is by themselves in their apartment for however long it takes for the show to get produced. And everyone just has a TV in their room that it's like a voice activated social media. And so they just like have conversations with, it's like 4 or 5 people in the group at a time, or maybe I think it goes up to like closer to 10 people at one time when everyone is there, but then they get voted off, and they get voted off sometimes by like influencers that like you have to rate everybody at the end of the day. And so at the end of the day, somebody gets rated, and if they're number one, they're the influencer, and sometimes the influencer can delete people, but it's like at the end you win $100,000. So you don't have to go in as your real self either. You can go in as a catfish, and spoiler alert, this season was won by a catfish. And I thought it was really interesting that I'm pretty sure that there have been catfishes that have won before, but it was just interesting that this season was won by like a very good catfish. Like nobody even realized that they were catfish except for now. When they saw him, they were like, it was a guy named Brandon, and he was playing like a much younger female character named Olivia. And everyone walked in, they were like, we knew you were a catfish, but I don't know if they really did. Anyway, so this season of The Circle was pretty good, and it's very bingeable. And this season they put an AI in too, so it was interesting. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I will try to work on downloading that episode and hopefully getting it uploaded. If I do not, I appreciate your patience and thank you for listening to my story. If you have any questions or like things you want me to talk about, I take suggestions on the website sleepoverpod.com, and you can always message me on social media too. And so like, follow, share, and is there anything else? Yeah, basically just that I love you. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.